All right, seventh grade technology. We're going to go over concepts of technology today, and if you think about the projects that we're going to be doing, that we have been doing, you'll start to think how it all plays out and how it all fits together. For example, what resources do we need to create technology? In class, we've talked about technology, basically anything that makes your life easier. What do we need to create those things to make our life easier? Well, let's start thinking. If you look at the computer, we need to create this computer. What do we need? Well, people would say, we're going to have people. Well, other people say, well, we need robots. Think about this. People also control the robots. They create the robots. So therefore, we need people in the equation. What else do you think you need to create the computer? Well, we've got the material itself, the metal, the plastic. Okay, so there's materials that we need. Then how are we going to shape the material? We need some tools, machines to make it work. Example, like I said, robots could be an example. Drills, things, the machines to bend the metal, to weld the metal, to do the electronics inside of it. So we got tools and machines. How are we going to do all this if we don't know what we're doing? Somebody's got to be skilled at it, so we need the technicians and their knowledge. So knowledge would be another thing. We've got to have the information. We've got to have the information to be able to do this, to be able to create the technology. Everything also takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. Everything takes seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and years. So we got to understand that everything takes time, and we also have to use energy, electric energy, wind energy, manpower energy. Even if you're just using your own muscles, that is energy that it takes. So here's the list. We got people, information, tools, machines, capital. Capital is the building that we are going to create it in. We got to have ownership of something. The materials and all that are going to be built either in a factory, a home, a garage, in your yard. You own that. So capital is anything that you own. It also is the money that you have to put into it. But if you think about this, you cannot take any one of these out of the equation and be successful in creating new technology. Okay, let's think about systems and subsystems for a minute. If you think of a stereo system consists of the player, the speakers, the wires, the CD, etc. There's a lot of things working together to create that speaking or the stereo system. So the subsystem is all the little parts that make up the big system. So stereo system, we have speaker system, we have the playing system, we have the wiring system. There's a lot of wires that go on to make the sound system work. So in a sense, a system is made up of parts that work together. And then we have a subsystem, which is a smaller system within the system to make it all work. Think of the school system. The school system consists of parents, teachers, faculty, students, custodial staff, the lunchroom, help. There's a lot of people that make this system work. Now, the subsystems inside of it would be you guys. You would be a subsystem. Students, teachers are the subsystems that make up Frontenac USD 249 system. Now, there's two types of systems. We have an open loop system. If you notice, those 7 resources that we talked about earlier are the input. We put those into the system. The process is actual making new technology or making new things, making things, processing everything, processing the materials, the energy, the people that are making it happen. Then the output is hopefully our desired product. Now, an open loop system is not desired because we have no form of feedback. We have no way to control it. So an open loop system has no way to control the output or the product. For example, if you're outside barbecuing, when you burn charcoal, it produces gas, smoke, stuff that we cannot control. When you burn firewood, it will smoke. It will put pollutants in the air. When you burn gasoline in your car, it will produce pollution. We have no control over that. That's the science that tells us it's going to happen. So these are not desired. We have no way to control the product. So the one we want to strive for is called a closed loop system. If you look at the difference, I'm going to go back and forth. The open, it goes input, process, output, and it's done. The closed, it goes input. We're going to skip the blue one, compare and adjust. It goes input, process, output. Then it recycles itself through feedback, compare and adjust, and completes a circle. That's why it's called closed. It keeps continuing to loop around. What we do is we have feedback that controls the end product of our system. So we still have the 7 resources putting in information. We process everything. Then we have the output. Now, a form of feedback could be a survey. Now, let's say we produce 300 products and we sell one of them. That feedback saying it's not very good because only one person's buying them, or the marketing is not very good, or doesn't look very good, is a form of feedback. So we need to go compare what we're doing, adjust what we're doing, and reprocess everything to make a different, better product. That's what a closed loop system is designed to do. And so when we create new technology, we have this feedbacks in place. And there's a lot of forms of feedback. For example, when you guys go out and buy your PS4s, a lot of you are in line at midnight waiting for it to come out. That feedback to the company says that is a great product. If we can sell out at 12:01 a.m. on opening day, then that's great. Now, to final up, we've got a couple more slides. Is to kind of understand what we're dealing with, we've got to understand criteria and constraints. Again, if I was building a computer and I said I wanted it no more than $1,000, we are putting constraints to that. I don't want it to go any farther. Now, to have criteria means I want it to be made of thin metal that's durable. So let's say the criteria is our specifications or requirements it has to meet. It has to meet standards that it will not fall over standing up. Or I want it to be 24 inches wide by 23 inches tall. Those are requirements that I'm asking of. Now, I'm limited to, let's say, for example, I'm only limited to aluminum. I cannot use any other material. That means I'm limited to. I'm also limited to only producing it to be $1,000. I don't want it to go over it, because if I do, that means I'm producing a product that nobody's going to buy, if that was my market I was shooting for. So criteria constraints is very important on building new things. Now, one last question I want to ask. Should we develop new technology if it has a negative impact? Half of you are going to think yes, half will think no. So I want to think about those who are saying no. Let's think about it. Negative impact, a car. How many negative impacts do we have when we ride a car? We have pollution. We have people going carelessly and causing wrecks and killing other people. Therefore, we still create the car. So the answer, you said no, doesn't mean it's wrong, but I want to think about this. We have cell phones. Everybody loves a cell phone, but can it create a negative impact? The answer is yes. how many people see more people on the phone at dinner time? Some of you guys are actually on the phone. Hopefully your parents are saying no phones at dinner, but we don't know that. Cell phones in the car, people texting and driving, causing accidents. We're losing a lot of personal privacy due to the cell phone because people take pictures unwilling of the person you're taking the picture of and then posting it all over the internet. Again, a lot of negative things. However, we still have them. Now, the difference between the negative and the positive is there's a lot of positive things that come from cars and cell phones. So what we're teaching you is to become technologically literate so you understand the positives and the negatives and be able to weigh the difference between them. So the effects of having new technology can be positive or negative. Hopefully, we're going to teach you to weigh the good and the bad of all those. Because if you think about the car, it creates a lot of wrecks. So what do? We create new technology to hopefully solve that problem with airbags, seat belts, speed limits, cars talking to the road, cars talking to other cars. Cell phones, we try to create these new Bluetooth devices that the car will speak to you the messages instead of you looking down your phone and creating car wrecks. So you're going to start seeing a lot of that in the cars and cell phones, etc., move forward because there's a lot of negative out there with those devices. We're going to try to eliminate all that negative with new devices. Okay, that should wrap up our concepts of technology for 7th grade. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you.